Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, March 7th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at SERoundtable.com over the past week. First up, the big March Google Webmaster Report. Lots of things happened in the past month. If you want to catch up on it quickly, we have a post on it on March 5th. The main things: Google booted a German link agency over links. They went after two different Polish link networks. They updated their page layout algorithm for the third time. And there were a couple unconfirmed updates this past month, as well as it was the third anniversary of Panda. All right, so what happened this week? Google's been testing bigger search results, bigger fonts, as well as no underline. So you can see it side by side right here. This is the new version. This is the old version. You see the underlines. You see font's a little bit smaller. Google's testing this. There are some people reporting bugs with the test. So you can see all the HTML output over here, which is not great. Obviously, this is a test, so Google's allowed to have mistakes. The problem is, when Google tests these things on real searchers, they're not really sure what's going on. So that's something that's going on right now. Google officially launched their menus, like restaurant menus, directly in the search results. We covered this a couple weeks ago, but now it's official. They announced it, so now you can actually get menus for certain providers right in the search results. It's being It's being actually taken from a search provider or from a menu provider. People think it actually has to do with single platform, but there are supposedly other sources that Google's taking it from. Google's testing a new knowledge graph ad. So we covered the ads in the past, but this is a pretty serious one. As you can see here, they pushed down the normal knowledge graph on the right over here, and they actually put this big ad or sponsored knowledge graph at the top right. It's no longer available, I don't think, at least when I checked last night it wasn't. Yeah, it's no longer available here, but it was available where you're actually testing a knowledge graph with the new ad style. This is an interesting post. So what happens if you do get a penalty and you can't recover from that penalty? You've been trying and trying and trying. When do you decide to actually destroy your site, kill it, and start a new one? As we discussed last week, Google said if you take your copy of your site and move it to a new domain name, Google may go ahead and pass the penalty along with it because it figures, hey, that's a new site. It's not a new site. It's actually just migrating your site to a new domain name. So we're going to pass all the good and bad links and everything else, all the signals with it. So the question is, when do you go ahead and say, hey, I'm not going to go ahead and recover. When do I go ahead and start a new site? So Eric Ward posted a column at Search Engine Land saying when the best SEO move is to kill the site. And he said basically 2/3 of the time he advises that the site be killed and start fresh. The question is really when. Matt Cutts said time and time again that basically digging your site out of a hole is much harder than starting a new site. And John Mueller went ahead and posted on Google Plus, commenting about Eric Ward's article, saying it's never a decision to make lightly, yada yada yada, but you should definitely go reach out to other SEOs or webmasters in the forums and different channels you have and ask them their opinion before you actually go ahead and make that drastic move. It's definitely not an easy move for people to make, but sometimes it's the necessary move. Google's Matt Cutts went ahead and discussed what is a paid link. He went through several factors in the video. We should definitely watch it. And he said, obviously there are paid links that are paid links that clearly I give you a link, you give me money. That's a very simple transaction. But they also look at things like what is the value of the gift or product or service that is being exchanged. How close is the gift, product, or service to actual money? Is it an outright gift or loan? Who is the intended audience? Is the intent of the gift to get links? And would the gift be a surprise to a third party? So those are the very factors. You should definitely watch it. It's like a 7-minute video. And he really tries it out, explicitly saying it's very vague-ish, but it's not so vague because it's actually telling you what criteria Google uses when determining if it's an unnatural paid link or not. Talking about links, lots of discussion this week. Google's John Mueller said, do not use the disavow tool to disavow links that are off-topic. Off-topic links are not bad, they happen. It's only really meant for unnatural links or paid links. So, again, John Mueller said, don't just disavow for off-topic links. Back on that topic, John Mueller also said, don't disavow links based off of arbitrary metrics. Like if you see people are saying, all right, if a link has a low click count, or a link has low page rank, or low Facebook shares, or low Twitter tweets and stuff like that, you should go ahead and disavow it. John Mueller was saying, don't do that. He said specifically, let me read it, that's a really bad idea. Disavowing links just because they fall low on some arbitrary metric doesn't make sense. So he doesn't want you to do that. Another John Mueller topic, basically John Mueller said, if your previews, you know how you see in Webmaster Tools, you have like a little image preview? If it doesn't match your site exactly, don't worry about it. It's definitely, he basically said, don't give too much weight to these preview images, specifically because it doesn't affect your rankings, or your crawling, or your indexing. Obviously, if it doesn't look anything like your site, maybe you want to look into it, but if it's a form of your site or a mobile version, don't worry too much. John Mueller, again, he basically said that somebody asked, how many characters could a URL have that Google could index? So if you have a URL that's really, really, really long, what is the length of that URL, the max length of that URL that Google could index? So John Mueller said there is no exact limit, meaning there is no hard number in terms of what the theoretical length of a URL could be. But he said, Google said the best practice is under 2,000 characters. Now, under 2,000 characters is ridiculously long. So I would imagine anybody having URLs that long, unless you're the government. But either way, I wouldn't worry about it. The number is 2,000 characters. Google Places is notifying people with duplicate listings. Google Places is basically trying to upgrade users from the old dashboard, the old Google Places dashboard, to the new dashboard. And with those upgrades, there are issues that Google's finding with duplicate issues or other issues. And now Google's going through and emailing people that have duplicate listings in one way or another. Basically, there's two ways your account, there's two issues that could happen with this email that's being sent out. If you got this email, you have to follow up on it. Your account and another account that you don't control became verified for the same business using the old Places dashboard, or you may have verified the page multiple times using your control. So if that's you, you should definitely take a look at it. You would have received an email from Google about it. Google has upgraded the AdWords API. They added shopping campaigns, search funnels, and much more. There's a huge list of stuff they added to this thing. There's a lot more features, feature-rich with the Google AdWords API. You should definitely take a look at that if you are a major AdWords advertiser. And this is a search and pics feature, but it was the first time I'd ever seen a picture of a big Street View car. So there you see the street cameras on top of the car, and there's the big logo stamped on the actual car itself. So the first time I actually saw that. Anyway, thanks so much for listening to the SearchBoz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz. This is the search news we covered over the Search Engine Roundtable, SERoundtable.com over the past week. Again, today is Friday, March 7th, 2014. Everyone have a great weekend, and I'll hopefully see many of you at XMX WEX in San Jose, California this coming week. Bye, everyone. Have a great weekend.